So one thing I thought I'd do is just start to document how things have changed in terms of how I'm creating both the deck and the trailer for films not made for any particular project. And right now I'm in the middle of making the trailer for Joe Berlinger's The Little Fellow in the Attic. And I thought I'd just show how things have changed now, because it's really it's kind of fundamentally different from when I started doing it, which was not even a year ago. The tools keep changing, the technology keeps changing. I'm very much doing everything I can within either Claude Code or Codex at this point. As you can see, I do have Adobe Premiere up on the screen here, because that's where things do get assembled. But in terms of making the individual shots and that workflow, right now you can see I'm in Claude Code. It's in a Warp terminal, and I'm in the middle of just kind of assembling stuff. I do have a script that we did generate. So I have this trailer outline that was created through a workflow. Again, it's a workflow and a number of skills that we've built over time within Claude. Although I have to say that what usually happens is the outline is created, and then it's just not good enough. It doesn't really follow the principles of filmmaking. And once I kind of step into it, I'm just changing it. So it's very much kind of like a really rough draft for it. So right now, what I've got is I'm putting together a part of the trailer where it's kind of a climax where the husband Fred comes home. He finally senses that there's somebody else in the house. It's been apparently years that this guy's been living in the attic and having an affair with his wife. Somehow he figures it out, and we have this going on here. We see her in bed, the doorknob turns, the attic ladder goes up, she turns.
Been in his hips.
So next shot is I thought would be we could go back to the shot of the attic. Right here we have the attic ladder kind of retracting. She turns. He says, "Who's been in this house?" And then we could see the attic door close and the light go from disappear from there, and then they're running up the stairs towards that bit of a climax. So the next shot I needed was to go back to the shot of the hallway with the attic. I did have I had that generated already. This shot here. So what we're doing is creating. There's a workflow that's been available for quite a while, where you create the first frame of a shot. And in this case, I'm now using the image generator in ChatGPT. It's GPT Image 2. It's pretty fantastic. For a while, I was leaning heavily on Gemini's Nano Banana 2 or Nano Banana Pro. But now I'm getting what I think are better results in the new GPT Image 2 engine, which I had actually some early access to as part of the OpenAI artist program. Right here within Claude, based on the outline and some character sheets that we made, which I can show you also, we send the instructions from Claude Code to OpenAI Codex through the command line interface, ask it to generate it within GPT Image 2, and then bring it back and land it on the computer for me to see. And this is what you have here. Now, when I started doing these sorts of trailers, it was all done within the chat interface. So I would have been inside of ChatGPT, and there you go. And for example, let's say for roadside attraction, it would have been a very, very long chat where we're going back and forth. I'm asking it to make images right there. There's another image. And so sometimes I would have it make the image right in ChatGPT. And sometimes, like I said, we would send it out to Gemini to make. But what happens with something like this, where it's this incredibly long chat within the chat interface, you start to really get bogged down. And if you've ever had a really long chat, you know it gets very slow and boggy. And at a certain point, you just hit a limit. Now, all the chat interfaces have gotten better at compaction. So when you get to a certain point, it compacts itself and basically creates an abstraction and some summaries, then freeing up what's called the context window for that. It happens within the code interfaces as well, but not quite the same way. And I will get into why I use the code interface rather than the chat interface at some point. But suffice to say, right now, this is how it's working. And so we've got that shot that we looked at, the hallway hatchlight spill. I want to send that off to create the video for it now. I don't think I've told it to do that. So what I'll do is I'll go into the terminal, and I will say, let's fire off the video shot for the shot in the hallway there with the attic door closing. So what I want to see is the door completely closing, so no more light is spilling out from the attic above. Okay, so you can see I'm just using plain English, and what happens is the workflow and Claude Code knows what I want to do at this point. It knows that it's going to send it. First, it's going to write the prompt as a JSON file. It's going to send it to Kling to do the shot, and it's going to do that through the API that I have set up at Key, which KIE.ai. I could do it. I could copy what I used to do before, which is to copy the prompt and then go over to Kling.ai, and we could do it right in here, either in the create interface or in their canvas interface, where you can do all those things. But I could totally do that, and it's actually not a bad interface to do tweaks on. But as I said, right now, it's just a lot easier for me to just talk to it, and it knows, because it's read all the API documentation. I have pointed it to read all the Reddit posts, all the people who blog about AI filmmaking, just to read through all of it, determine what are the best practices for this, and align that with what I want, because I've already set up my ideal state criteria for what I want, and it's going to try to meet that as best it can. And you can see on the screen here, I told it to do that. It's going to then write this JSON file. It says this is the model it's going to use. It's not a multi-shot. It's 5 seconds. Here's the aspect ratio. Here's the mode. I do want sound on it. here's the image URL. The image URL is that first frame shot. I already told it, look, make a Google Drive temporarily that you can use, upload it there, and then tell the Kling platform to reference that. And then it writes all that to a shell file that'll just run natively from here, and it goes out, and then it reports back. It says, look, it uploaded it. It built the single shot JSON file, and it's submitted, and it'll come back. You know, I'll surface it when it lands. So let's take a look. Here we go. We've got the hatch closing. It's already back. I can totally use that. I'll start it late so that we get the tension of it closing while they're running up the stairs. So then I'll go back to Premiere, and I'll import that shot into Premiere, the hatch closing shot. We'll bring it over. Make it all, and let's just get the end of it there. Right, just enough to really give us some tension. And let's watch.
Who's been in this?
I think it needs a little more time. It's a little too quick. Want to see the light a bit more.
Who's been in his house?
That's great. And then the next shot it's a shot of Fred running up. Warburga is behind him. She's saying, "No, Fred." And I have already generated a low angle and a high angle. I had to kind of go back and forth a bit on it because it wasn't quite getting it right. Here's the low angle, and here's the high angle. I don't think that's the character consistency is there. That's not a great, doesn't really look like her face. The problem here is we have the low angle, we have the high angle, but it doesn't really look like her because this is who it's supposed to look like, which is actually, I'll show you the reference. Again, so when we started, we made these reference character sheets. And again, these were made in GPT Image 2. And so this is probably someone you recognize who was cast in the role by our AI pipeline to make the deck. And so we took that casting photo, and I gave, we have a prompt in the skill that says, create a character sheet. And so that when we give this character sheet to back to GPT Image 2 or to a video engine, it's got all these poses and looks and costumes and details to go upon to try to keep character consistency from shot to shot. So you can see that this doesn't really look enough like that high angle shot we were looking at before, in my opinion, right? Doesn't really work. So what I'm going to say is I'd like to get a second version on the high angle shot of them running up the stairs. It doesn't really look like Walburga to me. The character consistency isn't there. So redo that shot as a second version. And we'll fire that off. Well, let's see what it does. How does it figure this out? Okay, so it says it's going to make a V2. We already had one where the banister was on the wrong side, and I had it make another one. It's renaming it. I didn't ask it to rename it, but it's renaming it so that I know what it is just by looking at the file list here, and it put it into unused, right? So that again, I'm not going to get confused about it. See, it says here, stairs high angle V2 weak, Wahlberger likeness. This one here was the banister. See, the banister's on the wrong side. So I said, hey, redo that. And it redid it, but it redid it with the bad consistency here. It didn't go back to the original character. It on its own, I didn't tell it to make an unused folder. It just did it, said, I'm going to put those there so you don't get confused here. Then it's going to write a new prompt. So it writes it to a text file where it says, use the character sheet, primary likeness anchor. It's telling it to make it, do it exactly like what's on the sheet there. And do not generate a different woman. Do not drift her facial features. Then it sets the out. It says here, look, here's all the, here's the character sheet. Here's what she looks like by the window. Here's what she looks like looking up. This is what Fred looks like. Here's what the stairs, make the stairs like this. So what it does is it's going to send all these already approved images back through Codex into the GPT Image 2 engine using all these reference images. So things will match from shot to shot, which has always been a problem. It's just getting easier when you have these kind of omni engines that can take all sorts of elements to maintain consistency. And then it gives me a little report. Look, I archived it there, 5 reference images, and it's firing off in the background. So all I have to do is wait, and we'll see if it shows up. In the meantime, we could get to the low angle shot, which I already went ahead and had generated because I had approved it. So we can go back into Premiere, and we'll import this one. The Fred pulls ahead. He's running up the stairs and he pulls ahead. We'll put that there. We'll definitely have to trim it, but let's just look at it in context.
Who's been in this house?
So it's, there's too much head there, but again, we're going to cut in the other angle when it comes. But that's basically how I'm doing it, and I'm going shot by shot. I can always refer back to the outline, right? So here we had the fight. Fred charges the stairs. We're going to cut to Otto in the crawl space. It's not a crawl space, it's an attic room. And I already have a shot generated of Otto up in the room like that. So we'll go from the high angle to the low angle, or the low angle to the high angle. We'll have Otto standing there ready to fire. And then we'll cut to black, 3 shots. And we will go to probably a shot of the wrapped up gun arcing to someone threw it away into the tar pits, except it didn't land in the tar pits. It's a crazy story. Anyway, that's how I'm making the trailers now. I know it's a lot. There's way more in there I'd love to tell you about in terms of how I'm using Claude Code, the harness that's around it that's helping me do all of this. But that'll come up at another time. Till then, thanks for watching Films Not Made.